So with that, Laurie Wondra.
Good morning, everyone. I love when I can just look out and see the energy, and I see auras and orbs and rays of light. And when I speak, I feel very honored to be in your presence of all these auras and orbs and this energy. I never know what the masters are going to have me speak about, so I just have to warn you about that. I want to make it as open today as possible, so if you have questions, we have a microphone that we can get you to be able to ask your questions. As I channel, and I am a channeler, I work with Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, who's the healer, Metatron, who keeps our records, the Akashic records, as well as a number of shaman and masters. So as they come in, they're delivering information for you, as well as they use this opportunity to teach. Also, there's an opportunity for your loved ones to come in. So if you've had someone that has crossed over and you have questions or they happen to come in, those that have seen me speak before know sometimes they just interrupt. And I allow them to do that because they usually have a message for us and they usually open it up for teaching. All right. So as we start today, I would like to ground everyone. The energies recently have been very filled with turmoil and stress and anxiety, not just here in the U.S., but across the globe. So I'd like to just ground ourselves in our own divine energy. So I invite you to plant your feet solidly on the floor. Take a deep breath in. And as you inhale, find yourself connect with your heart, that space in your core, that space in the center of your body. Feel a flow of light come in from above. You may choose this light to be white, pink, green, whatever color you'd like. Allow this light to come in, allow it to come into the center of your core. Feel it expand in your heart. And allow it to move outward. Open your core, open your heart, and allow it to move outward into the universe. And as you do this, I ask that you consciously send love and light. If there's someone specific you'd like to send this love and light to, you may do so now. If it's general love and light, I ask you to open that possibility up and send it out into the universe. And as we do this, know that you're connected to the divine energy of the universe. And our energies are connected here today also. And as we do this, we're raising our frequency. And when we raise our frequency, it allows our loved ones to connect with us. It allows the angels and the masters to connect with us in this higher frequency. Deep breath in. And at this time, too, if there's any energy that you would like to release, that you release this up to the heavens to be healed. Deep breath in and relax and come back to center. Thank you. Were you tingling? Is anybody else feeling the tingles? Absolutely. That's the wonder of this energy. I am a teacher. I'm a teacher of the universe, so that's my role. And I believe that we all have the ability to tap into our higher self and our higher intuition. And one of the ways that we can easily do that is to move into that space of a higher frequency. So that's what we've just done, is we've elevated our frequency. So as I said today, please stop in the middle of anything that doesn't make sense, or if you have questions, I'm here to teach. I'm here to answer questions, all right? We're all students of the universe. I myself am a student of the universe, and I'm going to talk about this for just a moment here. So as Tina said, I love nature. I hike. I'm an avid hiker. And I went to Peru in July and did the 26-mile Inca Trail, camped out, backpack on the back. Day 2, on Dead Woman's Pass. It was pouring rain, and I lost the rubber tips on my trekking poles. Fall number 1. Get up, I go, I can do this, gonna keep going. And in my mind, I'm thinking I've hiked thousands of miles, I can keep going at my own pace. But my intuition is telling me to slow down. mind over intuition or spirit, right? Fall number 2, one of my poles breaks, all right? I keep going, get up, keep going. Intuition is kicking in even stronger, but it's pouring rain, and I'm thinking, I have no idea how many miles I have yet to go. The group I'm with, we're saying we have to get to camp before dark because we don't want to be walking or hiking down from about 12,000 feet to 9,000 feet in the dark, in the rain. So fall number 3, I took a nasty tumble. Took 3 falls. So if I equate that to our lives, how many times have you gotten little nudges, big nudges, and then that huge push that tells you to slow down? So, and even in that, I completed the trek, came back to the States, 2 weeks, I'm like, I can muster through this before I finally relinquish that maybe I should step back and see what's going on here. So sometimes those messages continue to go right by us. Anyone experienced that recently? This year has been crazy for the energy. August has been crazy with the energy. And we continue to go through these pushes of planetary energy. So this last week I did another talk and I asked the masters, why this huge energy? Why are we continuing to get pushed? When will it stop? And I was quickly told that we're to use this energy to help move us through. So I offer that to you today, is think about those times in your life, particularly recently, where you may have been pushed or shoved and you ignored the message, or something has happened, something major has happened in your life, and it's putting you in a different space. And what's the opportunity? For me, I'm learning to be left-handed. I'm severely right-handed. And as Tina said, I'm in IT, okay? Mouse, keyboard, all those types of things. So this has been a huge challenge for me, but it's caused me to sit, pause, relax, and see what the opportunity is, what the beauty in this is. And this is what the energies are meant for us to do. What's the beauty in this? Okay. I have to pause a moment because there is a woman standing in back of you two gentlemen. Is this your wife, Mom? There's a woman standing behind. It's a motherly figure. Have you lost your mother? Okay. She's waving frantically. I'm picking up the high elevation of her energy, okay? She wants you to know that that energy has come back. Do you understand? When she passed, she wasn't at her energetic self. Do you understand that? Okay. Do you have questions for her? She's wanting you to know that she's here. She's very aware. She's very aware of your life. Okay. You wonder about that. Okay. She just wants to acclaim for you that she's present. Okay. Okay. Thank you. She's saying she wants me to talk about how they interact with us. So anyone find pennies, dimes, feathers in crazy places? That's how they interact with us. When I was in Peru, I was able to do some volunteer work there, and I was in the operating room with the surgeons. And the surgeon bent over and he picked up a dime off the floor. And he handed it to my daughter. My daughter was with me. He handed it to my daughter and he said, "Emma, this must be your lucky day." The patient that happened to be having surgery had lost his father. He had lost his father when he was 1 year old. He was a 17-year-old boy that was having surgery. And it was that indication that he was there. So I wonder if you're finding pennies or dimes or feathers in places unexpected. And if not, go forward and see if there is a time or if you suddenly are seeing those in unexpected places. Those are indications from our loved ones. Okay? Anyone experience flickering of lights? Electrical, the lights? In my house, I buy boxes and boxes of light bulbs because they go out quite frequently. If you have a place in your home that the light bulb blows quite often, you maybe have had an electrician come and look at the fixture and they say there's nothing wrong with it. That's a highly charged space of your home. Anyone experiencing that? Okay. And the energies of the planet right now, as the time goes, as the Earth continues to move through its own high frequency, and as we elevate our frequency, again, our loved ones and the masters can come and speak to us or can connect with us. So for those that experience those blown light bulbs or picking up pennies or dimes or feathers, stop at that moment and see, what was I thinking about? What was I doing? What's the message in this? All right? So I want to take me back to the energies that we're experiencing right now and the energy of this August timeframe. It actually started back in July, and it's really pushing us into August. And it's going to continue into the end of September. So they offer this as a time to just be aware of this and just be ready for this time and just be ready for this surge of energy. But it's a time for us to work through things, particularly things that involve our relationships. And relationships can be romantic, they can be friendships, they can be family. So if you notice the events that might be happening around you, they might be related to the relationships you have in your life. Or it might be the greatest relationship you have, and that's the relationship you have with yourself. What do I need to learn about myself? I tell you, through this, I've been learning an incredible amount about myself. We're never done. That's the other answer that the masters give me. So when I ask that question, when is this going to be done? We're never done. We're on this journey. It's just how we take advantage of the things that are coming to us. Okay. I'm going to open it up for questions, because what happens for me is they channel and then suddenly they'll go silent, which is my indication to know they want to offer an opening for questions for anyone in the room here. Yes?
I've noticed a lot over the last couple months, just a lot of anger coming up from different people, especially yourself, and somebody who's just kind of down and surprising what comes out of that. It's kind of almost like seeing a self-belief in them.
Yes. So the question is, in the last month or so, I've noticed more anger or more emotions, those deep emotions coming up, and they're like right at the surface. That's part of the peeling away. So the planets are such that we are pushing ourselves to peel away and to move into a space of peace and a place of comfort. It's uncomfortable sometimes when we're emotional, correct? And we might stuff that emotion. We might put that emotion somewhere that we say it's safe. Well, the planets and the universe is no longer allowing us to stuff those emotions. The universe is pushing those emotions to the top, and that's this repeat. It's going to happen again and again and again. Stronger and more pressure, and it's right there. And we have a tendency as humans to want to stuff it back down and say, this is not me. I have so many clients that come to me and say, what's going on? This is not me. Well, it is you. It's you in stripping away some of those emotions or some of those things that you no longer need to carry. You get to get rid of it. And this lifetime, for many of us, is about clearing up karma, clearing up things that we may have carried into this lifetime to release. So many of us have a lot of really, really hard work to do. And it's painful sometimes. And you don't like it, but it's the opportunity. And that's what they would like you to say is, look at this as the opportunity. So what's triggering this? What do I need to learn from this? What do I need to act on to let it go? Those are all really good questions. And then a good practice that I have is just putting it back to the universe for healing. If I don't understand it today, please make it a little bit more gentle so I can understand it and send it back to the universe for healing. Okay? All right, other questions? Hang on, we have a microphone.
For the last few months, I have been woken up by something, I don't know what it is, at 3:15, every morning. And it's not like I've had a dream, but I feel that there's a presence, and I don't know what it is. And it only keeps me awake for a few minutes, and and I'm trying to look for a sign or say, who are you, or what is this? And I get no answers, but it's happening night after night after night.
Is anyone else experiencing this where they wake up in the middle of the night? Okay. So the veil, which is the energy between this dimension and other dimensions, is the thinnest between 2 and 5 a.m. So that's the time period that they can reach out to us, or that there's more access points between the universe. So they often come to us in the middle of the night to teach us, to provide information. And it might not be that we have to remember it. We're still getting the information. You're not scared. I feel like you're not scared. It's just like, okay, what is this? And then you go back to sleep. I feel like in your case, they're giving you information that helps you during the day, in your job, in your interactions with people. It's almost the fine-tuning. So as we continue to progress each year and our frequency shifts, we are in the middle of our own change of frequency. And they want to come in and help. So I also believe that you've asked for help in tuning or changing your frequency, or becoming more attuned or alert in that connection. So they're simply granting what you're asking for, and the answers will come for you. I think you're on this path. I'm getting end of 2015, 2016 is when things will open up, because you're asking for your own intuition to really open up. Do you understand that? Other good practices to help us if we, rather than waiting during dream state: yoga, meditation, walking, being out in nature, those creative sides of the brain, journaling, writing, listening to music, dancing, are all excellent ways to open up our energy fields to allow the information in. Okay? Did I answer your question? Okay. Anybody experiencing headaches, sinus pressure? And you might say it's allergies, or it's the humidity, the barometric pressure, right? We reason that stuff away. It's actually the energy pushing down from the universe, and it can't come into our energy field. So we have multiple layers of our energy. We have our physical, which is our body, that's third dimension. And then we have layers. We have emotional, spiritual, that's the layers of energy that moves out. And the chakra system are the portals into our physical. And when those become clogged, we start having physical reactions: headaches, sore throat, maybe stomach aches, those types of things. That's kind of a good indication of what's being clogged. The sinuses and headaches is because the energy's trying to come in and it can't come in. It's like a fire hose of energy coming into a straw. Okay? So really good practice is meditation, consciously opening up that crown and that third eye chakra. And yoga, meditation, and those practices help do that. Okay? What I tell people to do is, it could be allergies, and it could be an allergic reaction. And the way to check in is to ask yourself, is this allergies? Is this sinuses? Is this something that is non-energetic, or is it energetic? And simply by asking that question to the universe, oftentimes it allows that flow to open up. We're also being called to open up the space between our throat and our third eye. This is our upper throat chakra. We're being asked to bring in the information and speak about it. Anybody recently have an urge to collect more information, share the information, talk about it, read about it, any way you can get your hands on it? You're hungry for this information, seeking any way that you can find it. That's the universe saying that, okay, we've given you time. We're opening up the throat chakra, opening up the third eye, but now we want you to open up and help get the message out. Okay? Yes?
I was at a workshop on healing and meditation and energy, and while I was relaxing and meditating through the third eye, I believe, I saw the most incredible colors of cobalt blue.
Yes.
They're still in my head, and beautiful yellow flowers. And it would come and go with my heartbeat, and it got in the same rhythm.
Yes.
Can you help me interpret that, or
What is that? Right? Is that what is that? Anyone else, as they're meditating, see orbs and colors? That's another gift or another indication that we're awakening when we're able to see the light, the energy. And so that cobalt blue, that could be, I get that's an angelic being that was coming in, but the golden color is symbolic with the golden orb or the golden orb of energy, okay? And sometimes our brains want to fill in what it is, so we might create an image around, let's make it flowers today, or let's make it the sun, instead of just, maybe it's just light. I think that for you, that symbolicness of the flowers, there's the creative, that art, the beauty in nature is also really important to you. Do you understand that? And you might be also seeing or feeling that your other senses are also opening up. Taste, things that tasted really good before, maybe don't taste so good anymore. Hearing, we're starting to hear high frequency pitches, maybe a buzzing. Touch, that intuition, those senses are opening up more. And when we do this deep meditation and we start seeing the colors and we start opening ourselves up, other parts of our energy fields that I mentioned before open up also. So you're on the path. You're on the path to open that up. Okay. And I understand that cobalt blue is so vibrant. I'm seeing it above you now. It's so vibrant. It's like a color you haven't seen before. And it's almost burned into the memory because it's an indication that you have now made that connection and you've now made that commitment to further your journey. Do you understand? I've had clients come to me over the years and they say, I keep saying, bring it on, bring it to me. And I say to them, I would just recommend that you open yourself up to the energy, but you always add at the end, for my divine highest purpose. I'm open to the universe and all that the universe has to offer to me for my divine highest purpose. Okay? Other questions? Yes?
I lost my husband almost 6 years ago, and I feel his presence. I feel he is protecting me, and I feel that he is in peace and happy. And my question to you is, I want to know, to get assurance that he is in peace and
That
happy
he's,
as I feel it.
Yes, he's at peace. So, did you and he dance together? Was he a dancer?
No, he was not.
So he's dancing behind you. And sometimes that's a symbol for me of freedom. It's a symbol of happiness. It's a symbol of I'm here and I'm in this flow of the energy. But he's dancing behind you. He's got his arms up. He's dancing with happiness.
Wonderful. I always wanted him to dance.
You always wanted him to dance?
I'm a dancer,
That might be why he's showing you the dancing. He's dancing now. So, but he is, his movements are very, like I would interpret him as being a dancer because it's not like a quirky dance, it's very fluid. It's very fluid. So if you wanted him to learn some specific dances, that's what it's feeling like.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I want to thank you for that question too, because what he's asking me to include is that when we pass, we move into the state of peace. We move into the state of joy. And so oftentimes, if we leave here and our bodies are in this physical lockdown, or we are restricted in any way, that's the physical part. And we get to leave that and move into that higher dimension of energy. So our souls transform into a physical state, the physical state that we're here in, and they transform into that higher frequency. But they continue, okay? So thank you for that question. All right. Yes?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you speak a little bit about what's happening with people wanting to commit suicide? I've got 2 people that were close to me that committed suicide in the last 2 years, and then you see a prevalence of it, in my opinion, in the media. So I was wondering what's going on.
It is this deep heart energy, and there is a lot going on, more so than we've experienced. I have a very dear friend in the healthcare, and this week she shared that the hospital beds in the Twin Cities are full right now in this area. So she called and asked what is going on, because it's full. We are being pushed harder than ever to pull up those deep heart, those aches, those pains, the things that we carry, those burdens that we carry, and work through them. And that is hard work, as I mentioned. So if they feel that there is a way to move forward, or if there's help for them to help them move forward, then they can work through that. But people are struggling in that. They're really struggling and not wanting to do the work. You might hear that a lot too, is that there are those that are not wanting to do that soul work, not wanting to do that work. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of this energy. That's why I ask, and I opened the service with just opening your heart and sending out that light and that love, because what that does for us is when we're in a world full of turmoil and angst and anger, we also feel that. So those that are being pushed are maybe more susceptible for feeling the environmental energy. So not only do they have their own stuff to deal with and to work through, but they're picking up the environmental energies. And that's where we can help in that space by sending out love and light on a daily basis. Even if we don't know someone that's in that situation or struggling, just make it a daily practice to send out light and love. I find myself some days I'm sitting at a stoplight, and I'll just do that. I'll send out light and love just to contribute to raising the universal frequency. Yeah.
I was listening to this week a gentleman that had 2 near-death experiences, 2 of them, and he was sharing that. He talked about the experience of pure source, as he called it, and then he said, and then you go from this pure source to the density of our physical life, and he was sharing that there are hundreds and hundreds of near-death experiences every week. And that actually there's a lot of suicides associated with that because of experiencing this level of source and then the density of it. Do you think that there are some people that are just choosing to move beyond the density?
Yeah, the third dimension, it is hard. And those that have crossed over that I've had the privilege to connect with explain it as being shot out of a cannon. So the heaviness of our physical state into lightness or freedom in all levels is very peaceful, very freeing. And so there are some that are tired of, they feel like they've gone down the spiral and can't see a way to get up and are looking for that way to get up. And that's work. It is a lot of work to move our energy field up, okay?
This kind of leads to relationships and what you can do to help people who are struggling. My son is struggling with alcohol addiction. And sometimes I get really angry. But do one of the archangel or healing have any thoughts?
So Archangel Raphael is the healer angel. And what's difficult, I'm just going to channel him for a minute. What's difficult for us, what's difficult for you as a parent, is you feel responsible. You feel like you should do something for the small child that you've brought in. He's not small anymore. You feel like you should do something for him. The reality is we're here to do our journey. And the people that we have in our lives support our journey. We are here in this life to support others' journeys. So you're in his life to support his journey. Do you understand? To support him, but not to do the work for him. And so in sending light and love, the prayer that you can use is you can ask Archangel Raphael to come in and interact with him and to help him along in his journey for his highest purpose, that he be expedited along his journey path, and that he be able to access all information that's available to him at any time that he needs. He's cut off. He's cut off from the energy path, meaning that the alcoholism is numbing him. So he's cut off from his spiritual sense. Do you understand? So when we do our meditations, we can connect to divine, we can connect to our higher self, and we can reconnect if we've become disconnected. What you can do to help is to ask for that reconnection to happen for him, to help him find that reconnection, because he's cut off. I'm seeing like the tie is severed above him. Okay. Thank you for that. Yes.
Hi, you mentioned before about getting nudges, and I feel like I'm getting pushed, to move in new directions as far as my job and my career.
Yes.
And, I've been trying to figure out what the new path would be. It's like I've got, my old mindset, and will I be able to find something? Will a new path become clearer to me? That's what I'm looking at.
So, will the new path become clear to me? How many have asked that question? Yeah. That's frustrating for us who are in a society of doers, right? I always got to have a plan, I always have to have a vision, I always have to have a map, and then I just follow that map. And what the universe is putting in front of us is that there is no roadmap sometimes, because you can create your own. And it's hard because then it's like green field. How do I decide what I want to do and how I get there? Meditation is the best way to say, help me find that path, help me know, but also being in touch with your own inner spirit. What makes me happy? What drives me? How many of you have this little recording that plays in your head? This is what I should do. I went to college for this, or I've been doing this for 20 years. This is what I should do, but it's not what I want to do. That's another push that we're getting, and I think you are getting shoved because I think what you have been doing no longer feeds your soul. Does that make sense? And so that is an opportunity, but you can look at it as being painful because it's uncomfortable, but it's an opportunity to push you into the next chapter of your life and to reconnect to what feeds my soul, okay? It requires courage and bravery, and that's where Archangel Michael comes in, because he provides courage and he removes the fear and he protects us. So he's an angel, an angelic being that you can invite to come in to help you figure out what it is you want. I think that where your space is right now, that will become clearer for you in February of 2015. And I know that you're really impatient. You want it now. It's like I've been in this space for a long time, but I'm feeling like the February time period is better for you. Okay? Things become clearer. Okay? Questions?
Hi, Mickey. I feel like the last 6 months to a year I've been working, or just, putting my energy towards manifesting different things in my life, whether it be love, my next career move. And I feel like opportunities are coming, exciting opportunities, but nothing's actually manifesting into anything. And I'm not really sure what to do. I'm kind of feeling stuck.
Okay. So you're seeing those, and it's making you more hungry to get to the end of the race, right? You're seeing things come. So you're in the flow. What they say to that is in the flow, and what they mean by that is when we move through life with ease and grace and elegance, we're in the flow of our energy. When we start saying yes, things come in easier. When we start allowing fear to come in, the flow subsides or it stops. Do you understand that? So I would offer this as in those things that are coming to you, watch where fear comes up, because that's what it's showing you right now. An opportunity might come up and you say, oh, I don't know. Watch where fear comes up. That's your opportunity to learn right now. Do you understand that? And I feel like this happened as early as last week is what they're saying. Do you understand that? And so it's an opportunity. And I tell people, it's not by chance that you're here today. It's because you need to hear the messages that these opportunities are coming to you. And it's not that you missed the opportunity. It's not that, what did I do wrong? It's an opportunity for you to learn. What am I stopping? Okay? The universe is abundant. It's infinite. Anyone feeling overwhelmed recently with what they have going on in their life? And the message that they would have to that is that we have abundance and we have infinite space to take on what they bring to us. Is that hard to believe? Anybody saying, I disagree? But we do. We do have infinite space. We have infinite potential. We have infinite ability to take that on. It's our own roadblock when we say, I don't have enough time. I don't know how to do this. Those are our roadblocks. And what that does is that puts up hurdles in our journey. We're still going to go on our journey path. You're still going to be on your journey path. But you've just created a hurdle that you got to get over somehow. Do you understand that? And so their message is, don't even put up that hurdle. So watch for those references in your life that you create that you put up that hurdle. Okay? Yes. Thank you.
I get in this circular thinking of between allowing and then creating. So when I really want something to manifest, I'm always thinking, am I trying too hard to make this happen and not allowing it? Or am I getting in my own way and not letting the universe present it like it will? And I'm just wondering if you have words on that between effort and surrender.
Yeah, you bring up a couple really good points there, is that allowing. So many of us are here to learn how to accept. I know I changed 2 fluorescent light bulbs by myself yesterday. Carried the ladder in the house, took them down, put them back up, because I was not willing to ask for help. And how many of you don't ask for help from the universe or from those loved ones around you because you don't want to be an inconvenience, or you have this ego that says, I can do this? So one of that is the lesson to receive, the lesson to just allow that to come in. And that's a hard lesson. It shouldn't be a hard lesson, but it might be for many of us. Okay? And then, again, they're coming back to what's the opportunity? What's the opportunity? So in the laws of the universe, what I give out, I receive. What I give out, I receive. So are you sending out to the universe what you're receiving? And if you're giving out, so if you are a giver, because I know there's many in here that just give and give and give, but don't allow yourself to receive, you're stopping that flow. Do you understand that? You're not allowing someone to give to you. And you wouldn't want that, right? You wouldn't want to stop someone from giving to you. So keep in mind, the circle, as you talked about, the circle is you give out, you receive in. Okay? And I always tell people, continue to think of that circle being really big. Giving small, giving bigger, giving bigger. And I'm not talking about money, I'm not talking about financial, it can be energy, it can be love. It can be simply giving a couple extra smiles to people every day. All right? Other questions? Yes.
I have a question about intuition. More recently, over the past year, I've been getting kind of what I like to say is my intuition is like little tingles and stuff when it feels right, when it kind of resonates with you, whatever's being said or being heard or seen or whatever, little things that are kind of tingling. And I'm just wondering if that is kind of my intuition or, you know what I mean, kind of new to that. So whatever you have to say on that, thank you.
Yes. Yes. And we all are intuitive beings. We all have that sense. It's just a matter of whether we want to tap into that and whether we want to open that up in this lifetime, okay? And so when you get those nudges or when you get those feelings, allow the analytical part of the brain to go quiet, because many of us get a nudge or we get a feeling about something, but then we reason it away. Like, God, I swear I just heard my dad talk to me, but no, that can't be possible, right? That allow that intuition to speak through to you and practice it, okay? And we are becoming more intuitive. So at the end of 2012, the planet went through a shift in its own energy field to a higher frequency. And as each year goes, the planet continues to go through a shift. We might say it's all these world events that are happening, but the world is shifting. The planet, Mother Earth, is actually shifting. And then with that, plants and animals are also shifting. So anyone have pets in their house that kind of maybe watch something on the wall, maybe see a shadow, or just you can see a pet just staring off into space? Our pets are intuitive to picking up the energies that are available to us. And then we come last. So our energy is then catching up. And that's this phase that we're in right now. We have to clear away our own energy to allow the new energies to come in, to allow those channels to open up. But they're available to us. And I tell you, since I've been working with the angelic beings and the masters, they have been more active this year than I can ever remember. And I sat for a while and I thought, is this me? Am I going through a shift? But it's no, it's their desire to interact with all of you individually. As much as I love working with everybody, they want to work with you, and so open yourself up to that. The tingling that you feel, sometimes it's a numbness, is your physical state, your physical dimension becoming acclimated to the planetary energy changes, okay? So planet first, plants and animals second, people third, okay? Other questions? Pardon, to see about auras? Auras show up in either orbs. Anyone take photos that have orbs or rays of light? Those are also showing up more. And I remember years ago, I went, took a trip, and I came back. There were so many rays of light, so many orbs in every single picture, to the point that my friends asked me what was wrong with my camera. And what's happening is technology, the digital cameras today, they have higher pixels, higher speed. They can pick up these rays of light that are always around us. But also these rays of light, or the orbs, the energies, are wanting us to see. They're wanting to give us indication that they're there with us all the time. It's the unseen. If I could show you this room here, you would not believe the rays of light and the orbs that are bouncing around in here. Okay? Yeah. You might even go back to old pictures, pull out old pictures, and suddenly there's an orb or there's a ray. People have told me that also. It's like, I swear that wasn't there a month ago, and now that orb is there. Okay? Questions?
I don't really have a specific question, but is there any information that you could give me? Oh, I didn't have a specific question. I was just wondering if there was any information you could give me that would help.
So, thank you. So, and this message is for you, but it also is a message, and thank you for opening the door up, because I feel like you had some nudges to ask this question for the group here. And this is, they want me to come back to centering your energy and spending time with your energy. So much like the gentleman behind you in desiring to, where do I go? You've made some significant changes in your lives. Is that true? You've made some significant changes and are not quite sure then what to do. So it was like that blind leap of faith, but it's leaving you really uncomfortable right now. And that too will come clear for you, but not to be in that place of panic. I'm feeling panic come up. So you might be feeling anxiety or panic. And that meditation, peacefulness, being out walking. Are you a walker? They really want you to be outside more, even if it's sitting out in nature, to connect, okay?
Not today.
Yeah, maybe not today. That's where maybe they're saying to sit quietly out in nature. We're really being called to go to center. Again, in the Western world that we are in, we are a world of doers. We have to learn how to just be with ourselves, because we have grown up, we're taught about doing. And so this is what they come back to, is they have given you an opportunity to just be, and you don't know how to do that. Do you understand that? So it's an opportunity for you to learn.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
A year ago in June, my youngest brother passed, and about the same time he passed, a year later, I had a dream, and in the dream it was very vivid. I saw him in a cobalt blue shirt. He talked with me in a way that I knew how grateful he was, because in his life he had been had a lot of issues, and how amazing it was. But when he passed, the car he was driving, it is one that I am now driving. And I didn't know at first it was him, because he looked more like my older brother, because it was a dream, Mm-hmm. But as he approached me, he started to look more directly at me, mm-hmm. and he said he had some keys he wanted to give to me, and he wasn't talking about the key to the Escape, the car I had.
Right.
So then I knew it was Clay, my brother.
Right.
And when he said he had keys to give me, I'm still...
Yeah. So what you can do is you can ask the universe, you can ask him to give you more information, but that aligns with their wanting to give us more information to help our journey. The blue is tapping into the significance of blue, just as you said, the cobalt blue is that higher blue. We often think of the upper chakra as being that purple or violet. The higher blue is our higher consciousness. So to connect with that higher space would help bring those answers in, okay? He says it is very beautiful there, and that was one of the keys that he wanted to give you, is that life is very beautiful. Life is very beautiful here, and life is very beautiful there. Do you understand that message? Find the beauty. There's something in the word beauty for you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Very.
Excuse me, I'm a hairdresser.
Okay. All right.
Beautician.
Because there's a lot in that beauty. It's finding the beauty in everything that's around you. And just breathing every day. That's another message, is just to be in the moment, okay? You don't always live in the moment. Do you understand? His message is just directly to, you're in the past or in the future. You're not in the moment. He wants you to live in the moment. Do you understand that? Yes? Okay. All right. I think, how are we doing on time, Tina? I think we can do one more.
Good morning. I've said yes to the shifts. I moved here 2 months ago, got married, new mother, start a new job tomorrow. My ancestors and elders are now yelling to dive into these mystery schools, specifically telling me what to do. So my question is, how do I want to be in the being of all of that.
Yeah.
But I'm also being pulled into the doing of the new roles. So
Yeah.
how do I hold space for both?
That's a really good question about that balance, because you are being pushed, much as many of us are being open to the opportunities. I would suggest just setting aside some time. Doesn't have to be every day, every couple days, just to center your energy and to reconnect to source. Whether it's Mother Earth, whether it's divine, connect to your source. And that keeps that flow, because otherwise you continue to give out and to do, and what's coming in for you is that creative energy. Do you understand that? Okay. Yes. All right. Tina, I think offering.
Yes,
Time
it
for
is.
offering. Thank you.
So how about a hand? Wonderful job. Thank you.
Now we close our circle. So as the angels tell me, when we come together, we're energetic beings individually, but when we come together, we raise our collective frequency. So know that as we leave here today, and as you've raised your frequency, you carry this out into the world. I ask that you just take a moment and you set intents for how you step out into the world. I step out into the world today with peace, with love, with joy, and laughter. Allow me to be the conduit to carry this energy wherever that may take me for my highest purpose, so that the community of this energy may continue. Many blessings to all of you. What wonderful light. Thank you very much today.